Who put me in charge to be a mom?
Gimme.
If you just want to be a great business owner, you just got to let shit go. Today is Monday, yet again. I have a little bit of the same day that I have every single Monday. Now, the problem is that I did go to sleep extremely late, and I did wake up later than I typically should. It is currently 7:02 in the morning, and I woke up at 6:40 in the morning. So I'm a little behind, but that's okay. We're not going to stress about it. So all of these items that you guys see on my floor are because I attempted to start my system, my inventory system, like yesterday, so I could try to push myself ahead a little bit. Now, I think I was only able to get maybe like 25% done, because y'all know I typically have a unique order in which I do tasks. Usually between 6 to 7 a.m. I am packaging my sales, so pulling and packaging them, and then from 7 to 8, I am bookkeeping and I'm putting away inventory. And then around 9, I'm taking a shower. 9:30, I'm leaving for the bins. I'm at the bins by 10. I'm at the bins until about 12. Sometimes I will push it to 1 if I need to find more items or if it's a good day. But for the most part, I'm out of there by 12. So today is going to look something very similar to that, because I think I only have like 5 items. Now, I do have a full bin of summer pieces, and the items that I do have that are 5 hanging items are in fact summer pieces, because they're camis and tank tops. So I need to source some winter pieces today. But the agenda is going to be very simple. So I'm going to close out my books. I need to put away inventory. I need to prep for my recap video that I have to film tomorrow. I am going to package and show you guys all the sales that sold. I do need to pull a few that sold later on after I pulled everything. And I'm going to be sourcing at the bins. That is on my to-do list for Mondays. So that is what a Monday looks like in a work day in my life. Very simple. Now, typically, the workday has to end at about 4 p.m. So since I am 40 minutes late, damn near, I'm sure it may seep over, unfortunately. But typically, Mondays, I work from 6 to 4. But sometimes I'm done with it sooner if I don't take a break. But if I take a break, then, it does push me to 4 p.m. So I actually just got done with updating my books. I actually didn't do as bad as I was kind of predicting it would go, because after the very first week in November, it went great. Next thing you know, it just dropped off. So I'm very happy that it was able to pick itself back up, and I actually outperformed October, which very, very shocked. So what I like to do in my weekly total, because I think I've showed you guys my spreadsheet before, but in my weekly total, I like to get the exact amount that I made each week. So I can know what my paycheck, looked like. So like the first 9 days I made $1,700. And then the second week, which was the 10th through the 16th, I only made $817. And then the third week, which was the 17th through the 23rd, I made $1,380. That's really where I like to range. I like to make at about, 14 and over each week. That's, the goal there. All right, so the last week, which is the 23rd to the 30th, I made $1,180. So not the most exciting, but definitely not $800. So I'm happy about that. For the month of November, I spent $525 on new inventory. Now, I do have a $600 budget, so I am $75 richer because I didn't spend all of it. And I'll be honest, I just really just cap it at $600. I used to have it at $500, but then my bins went up, so I went up on it as well. But I think that that's actually really good, especially given the fact that I sourced at regular thrift stores. So me moving everything around and only going sourcing twice a week at a Goodwill outlet instead of 4 days a week has helped with me making sure that I reach the 25 pounds and over so I can get the lowest cost of goods. So yeah, definitely a great thing. I did spend $113 in gas for the month, which is a little bit over budget because I have a budget of $100. And I recognize for the month of November, I was driving around a lot. So I have to, think about that. And then as far as services, I paid $132. That's just Nifty and then eBay.
Come on.
Here, you want to hold it? You want to talk to them? Say, my birthday is in 7 days. How old are you?
At 2.
And when is your birthday?
I do it.
What?
At 7 8.
Okay, he said December 8th, so he does know. I don't know if he's messing with the mic for y'all not able to hear us, but hopefully. Y'all, I'm about to have a 3-year-old. 3. My baby's gonna be 3. Oh no, what are you doing, friend?
Too.
Oh, okay. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Have kisses. I love you.
A mommy car.
Yeah, it's mommy's car. Mommy's working, so you gotta go, okay?
Dad, I'm gone.
Yeah, the moon is gone. It's only the gray sky now.
No, we can't.
Yeah, well, the sun will come later. Not right now. Later, remember? But yeah, y'all, I'm a mom. I'm a mom to an almost 3-year-old. Crazy, right?
What?
Who put me in charge to be a mom?
Give me.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what you just said, friend.
Take it.
Okay, you want me to take it? Okay. All right, go put your underwear on, okay?
No.
Bubba, you have to listen, friend. Go put your underwear on. I love AJ.
I like you, Mama.
You're so kind. Uh-oh, what are you doing?
It's out.
You moving it a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be, oh, wait, they can't hear me. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This kid is bossy, okay? He is bossy. Okay, so this is all of the items that sold this past weekend. The very first thing is actually this Lululemon women's dress. I actually just sourced this one. So this is a very recent sale. We're talking under a week. And I was really happy that this one did sell during this time span because you already know I have been suffering when it comes to my sourcing. But for some reason, when I felt the quality of it, I'm just like, yeah, this is something good. So I ended up, it's like a mountain, I'm sorry. But I ended up finding the little emblem. And I'm like, oh, perfect. This is, what it's supposed to be, which is Lululemon. Now, I did not price it high because a lot of the sold comps were ranging between like $30 to $45. So I wanted to stay in that realm. Okay, so the next one is actually from a brand called Grandpa Soft Goods, I want to say. When I found this at the bins, I found all of this at the bins, by the way. But when I found this scarf at the bins, I am running out of shipping supplies. I don't have my 10 by 15 poly bags, which is terrible, but that's fine. Anyways, when I found this at the bins, the colorway is what drew me in, but then when I looked at the tag, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is definitely a good brand. I couldn't find anything on the secondhand market regarding this brand, so that was like the only pitfall. All right, the next one is something that I'm also happy to get out the door. This is actually on my chopping block. So in a vlog that's going to be coming up after this one, I'm going to be doing a whole cleanse of a few of my inventory boxes, and the jumpsuits is definitely on the chopping block. I have realized that jumpsuits, unless they are like a cocktail or formal style, I personally won't be picking them up. This one was definitely a casual one, and the reason why I picked this up is the brand, Something Navy, but something that I had to learn. Something navy just does not sell for me, so I cannot pick it up. Like, no matter what the style is, it just does not do well. So I am done picking it up. But this one sold for $25, but it took almost like 2 years to sell. So I mean, what can you really say about that? I'm not saying that it was a good sale. I would not recommend anybody picking it up, if I'm being honest. Okay, so this one is a Sundance top. I actually just sourced this one. So this one hasn't even been listed for a full week. And it sold. It is a linen blend. I also was hesitant on listing this one. But again, y'all already know November was terrible with the sourcing. So I went on and listed it. And I'm actually happy that it sold. The next one is this Psycho Bunny men's like pajama pants. This is a brand that I had heard of from, I want to say, like some male YouTubers that I have followed. And every time I picked up the brand, it did well. So polos will do well, button downs will do well. These were pajama pants and they did well. These ended up selling for $22. So really happy with that. And this one sold within like 2 weeks. So this was a really fast turnaround. This is a Theory top. This one is very similar to the top that I remember telling y'all that is kind of like outdated, where it's like kind of business at the top and like more relaxed, kind of preppy vibe. But for some reason, I just thought that this one would do well, and it did. This one did take a little while to actually sell though, but this one did sell for $20. So all right, Outer Known. So this is a pair of like trousers. For some reason, every time I heard people talk about this brand, it's always been like great comments and things like that. For some reason, I just haven't had, oh no, the best luck with it, like everybody else. So I mean, at the bins, I absolutely will pick it up. I feel like if I saw it at a thrift store, I would have to absolutely check comps. So there are pieces that you can just pick up at the bins and don't have to check comps. This is a Bonnie Jeans little girl Christmas dress. I picked this up last year, so this has been around almost a full year now. But this one sold for $18. The Democracy jeans. So I actually got these at a buy sell trade store for myself, but I ended up not liking the fit, so I went on and listed it. And since this was a size 16, I decided to go ahead and price it up a little bit more. I feel like with the Democracy, you have to be real on top of it when it comes to pricing the item. You don't want to price it too high, and then you also want to make sure you have a good size. So this was a 16. It was pull on, and it was like a boot cut flare, which were really great factors as to why it would perform well. But if it was like a skinny, you already know I wouldn't have picked those up. All right, these are a pair of ATM leggings. This is a brand that I had heard about the girls saying it's a pretty good one. And this one took a little while to sell. I don't think I would pick it up again, but I only grabbed it because of the brand. This was definitely like, you know, a brand-based pickup and not necessarily a style-based pickup. Y'all know I don't mess with leggings no more, so happy to get it out the door. This one, oh, I didn't write what it sold for, but I'm sure I put it on the screen. Okay, this one actually sold really quickly. This is a built men's top. I did go get the exact style name. I had noticed on eBay, which is sometimes pretty tricky when you are a cross lister. You can't always rely on eBay's comps to be your end game, because there are times where I have went against eBay comps and I say, you know what, I still feel confident I'm going to sell this, and then it ends up selling either on Poshmark or on eBay. So I think sometimes, even though the comps may be like not the best, I still think you can sometimes take a chance with it. But I don't know why I didn't write the prices on these ones. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, that one sold within like 2 days. So very fast turnaround. This one is a Christmas button down shirt. I actually stopped picking these up because this is another thing that I've recognized that I end up having to pull from my closet, or you know, they go for this price point. So I stopped picking these up, which are like holiday themed denim shirts. I know a lot of people have luck with it, but I just don't. So they sent me a low offer and I went on and accepted it because I wanted to get the item out the door. I feel like toward the end of the month, I'm a little bit more accepting to those low type of offers because I just don't care to keep certain items around any longer. This is a men's Zara like knit top. This has really become like a bread and butter for me at this point. Very niche type of style, which is like, either a button down camp style shirt or just like something that I know I could use the right keywords with, or a newer style piece. It only sells for $20 to $25, but I am completely content with that because y'all know that is my business model anyways. So yeah, this is just a men's top. It did sell for $20. All right, this one is a Rails set. It is a like sweat suit style. I remember receiving a low ball when I first listed this because I did list it out of season. However, you already know, I knew that even though Rails is one of those brands where it doesn't do as well as it should because it is like a costly brand, I ended up going ahead and keeping it at the price point that I felt like I knew it could sell at, which was between $30 to $40. This one did sell for $34. And it did get a lot of attention, even though this was like a size extra small. So when I was at the bins, I found the sweater, and then I wasn't going to get the sweater, but then once I found the bottoms, I'm like, oh, this is just a given. I need to go ahead and get the bottom. So I did. This is a Billy Reed men's crew neck. This is another brand that I feel like when I'm at the bins, I will always kind of pick it up, and I'll have to really assess, like, is it worth it or not? But like 90% of the time, if it's not flawed and it's a good size, I will go ahead and take it because this is another decent brand to look into. This one did sell for $26. So let me know if you guys pick up Billy Reed. The next one is a pair of athletic shorts. This one I did let go for a little bit lower. I think they sent me like a 60% off offer, and I didn't mind it because I'm just like, yeah, sure. Because they were a smaller size, but these did sell for $12. I think sometimes it's okay to let certain pieces go just to get them out the way. And that's one of those pieces. I probably shouldn't have picked them up in the first place. Okay, so that is that jacket. All right, moving on to eBay. This is a top call Haley Bob. Let me just say that this is a brand that has consistently disappointed me. I have noticed that when I look up the comps, when I pick up the item, I'm seeing $30, $40. So then, of course, I price mine high. Next thing I know, mine just never sells. And this brand retails for a decent amount. So you would think that it would translate because it is a good fabric. It's such a great style, but for some reason it just doesn't. This one only sold for $20. So there's that. This one is a women's 𝕃𝕀ℕ𝕂 top. Again, for some reason, I just cannot leave these at the bins. I don't know what it is. Like, I have to exercise so much restraint when it comes to the button down long sleeve 𝕃𝕀ℕ𝕂 tops, especially when they're 100% cotton. They have a really good style to them. But what I have learned is that I'm always able to sell them. This one only sold for $15, but I feel like these are like a tried and true for $15 to $20, depending on the size you get, of course. But yeah, I don't know. I just can't leave them behind. Okay, so this is a women's LL Bean like pop over top. I'll be honest with y'all, for some reason, LL Bean has definitely declined for me. I have noticed that it just does not do as well as it used to. This used to just be a bread and butter brand that I would pick up. And I mean just about anything, like their bottoms, their tops, their sweaters, their flannel, like every single thing, I would just pick it up. But now this is a brand that I unfortunately have to start looking at the sell-through rate with. This one sold for $16. This one I was really happy with. I recently sourced this like 2 days before it actually sold. I didn't know that Life is Good had like a sub brand, but it's called Good Karma. And I don't know if it's because it has organic cotton, so like it's more sustainable. This one did only sell for $16, but it did have a bleach stain once I got home, and I noticed it, so I did price it much lower than I would have. But typically Life is Good only goes for about $20. That's a brand that I had to come to terms with, as far as like, let's just not pick every single thing up because it's not selling quite like how it used to. So I do have to check comps on the size and the style to make sure that it's still going to sell. This is a Jane and Delancey women's like button down top. This one sold for $17.59. Another brand that I will never pick up. I just think that it is very hard to move, if I'm being honest. So I steer clear unless it's just popping out, like it just has all the right factors. Other than that, I don't bother. Let me know if you pick up Jane and Delancey. All right, this one is a Uniqlo cardigan sweater. I believe this one is wool. This one sold for $23.19. And Uniqlo is one of my bread and butters for sure, but I still unfortunately have to look into each piece and the size to make sure that I'm actually going to get it out the door and it's just not going to sit for me. This was a new to me brand that I just recently picked up called Cotton World. It was 100% linen, but I noticed that the comps on the brand just weren't that great. So I did not price it high. And the fact that we were out of season, I also, considered that. And this one ended up selling for $16.39. I'd probably pick it up again. All right, the next one is this Kate Quinn little girl's dress, super cute. Just, a kid's item. Kate Quinn is kind of like Kite Baby and like all of those bamboo kids brands. I wouldn't suggest you pick everything up unless you want to sit on it. They don't go for much. So I think the best thing you could ever do is if you do pick up the good brands, not like Carter's or like Oshkosh. Oshkosh vintage will do good, but just like, the current brands, I don't think those are worth it. But when you can find like the ones that are made of bamboo or just higher quality fabric, I think lotting them together will give you the best bang for your buck. All right, what is this? Oh, this is the Depop sale. I'll have to get to that last. Okay, so these are 6 pieces that was bundled. Is it all 6? Oh, no. Yeah, it's actually 8 pieces. So I will pop it on the screen. One is I'm going to have to do this off camera, but one is a J. Jill velour like tunic top. Another one is this Chaw's sport linen shirt. The next one is this Vivian Tame like lag and look top. Another one is this Kalisa top. And then it's another Kalisa top. And then this one is an Eileen Fisher like linen top. And then they did get 2 sweaters. One is this Christmas frosty sweater. And then the other one is this Talbot's like cable knit sweater. I actually had this one for like a year and a half. I just don't know sometimes when it comes to my pricing structure. When it's like a higher quality piece, it's just like people just don't want to pay. Okay. But I am going to go ahead and package those off camera. But the next one is this Depop. So this is my last sale. This is a women's like micro mesh velour long sleeve top. This person sent me a $25 offer and I accepted it. And then I waited until Sunday to let them know like, hey, if you purchase it today, I'll be able to ship it out tomorrow, which is, today. And, they messaged me and they purchased it and they told me that this was a top that they had previously, but then they end up ruining it. So she's been looking for it for a very long time and she finally was able to find it. So that actually made me happy because I'm just kind of like, see, resellers are providing, things for people, because she said she thrifted hers. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, y'all, so I actually just dropped off all of my packages. The USPS lady was telling me that if nobody is there at the door, because when I walked up, it was 2 people trying to pick up packages. So if nobody is there, to just drop it in the drop box. And then I had told her that I typically do drop it in the drop box. Like, I didn't tell her that like I am a person that hates human contact. So I typically try to drop it in the drop box. But I just let her know like one of my packages, was pretty big and I didn't want to stuff it in the box. So that's why I went to the door. But she was so kind, like super sweet. You can tell the people that are just nice and like their job, But tell me why I received an email in October, or was it early November? I think it was early November for Depop saying that, if I keep it up for 2 more months, then I would be a top seller. Now, from my recollection, if I said that word right, I believe that you have to make over $1,000 in net profit. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I could have sworn it used to be way more than that. I thought it was $2,500 in order to be a top seller. But if you're making $1,000 like in gross profit, then you could be a top seller and get that little badge. And that's what I want. I want the little badge. I think it's so cute. And I just been putting in a lot of work. So I was super excited because they said I have been doing it for some months and I just needed to do it for 2 more months and then I would have got it. But November was a complete bust. I definitely did not reach over $1,000 for November, so that was really disappointing. Y'all know how eBay is about to make everything, if you're promoting, they're gonna make everything promoted regardless. that's essentially how I just took it. I know a lot of people saying if somebody click it and then don't buy it, and then somebody clicks it later. I don't even, just simply a promotion. So I think what I am going to do, because I have been noticing that my seller performance, which is going to get me back to top rated on eBay. Okay. My seller performance is getting lower and lower. So it was at 0.76, which was closer to above standard. No. I think I'm above standard. They have a below standard, if I'm not mistaken. So I think I was really getting close to that one. Now I'm at 0.62. It was 0.63 like 2 days ago. So I think I had already told y'all that I think by the time January gets here, most of those are going to drop off, because it was 2 of them in December of last year that I had to cancel. And since I got nifty in August, I haven't had to cancel any sales because I got everything up to date. What I had learned on REU is that it's going to be like a month. So whatever you have a month prior to January 13th, that is going to start the thing. So I have until December 13th to decide if I want to stay at 5% or do no ads or drop down to doing like 2%, since every single thing is going to be promoted. Financially wise, I already estimate that eBay takes about 14% from my total sales. Now, if they took 14% from the actual item that sold, that number would look a lot different than them taking 14% from the total sale. So they're getting a bigger cut. So I think I am going to go down on my promotions, and I'm probably going to see a dip in my sales, unfortunately, because I was promoting at 5% on eBay, and I only did that because y'all know I dropped out of top rated, and I have been top rated for years. I had to turn the dials. I combated it by upping my visibility by promoting my closet. Now I think I'm going to just continue to promote. Like I said, I'm going to drop it down to about 2%, which is, I think, like the lowest, and I'll just keep my price point good like how it is. I personally did not shift my price point just because I went up on promotion. I know some people do kind of like to build that in their price point, but I didn't do that. I just let them take their cut. But I'm gonna go ahead and probably I should do it now instead of waiting close to the 13th. I should just go ahead and drop my promotions down to 2% so I can just start saving it, and then hopefully it'll configure me back in the algorithm. I really hate that. Let me know if y'all promote y'all eBay closet, and before you promote it, did you see a huge difference? Because I personally, like I told y'all before, I was making about 80 to 90 sales without promoting my closet, but I was top rated. And then once I started promoting my closet, I'm making 100 to 105 sales. Okay, so we've made it to the Goodwill outlet here in Dallas, Texas, and of course I got my trusty dusty Hulkin with me. This is what the bin started to look like as soon as I walked in. What the hell is this? I actually saw these little luggage tags, and it was from Life is Good. I picked up this jacket, but I was going back and forth, but eventually I did leave this one behind. I just couldn't figure out who the buyer would be. I thought this was another cute little piece. Again, like I say, some things are sellable, but then one feature will throw it off, and this had like a 3/4 sleeve, so I did leave that one behind. This used to be a great brand that I love picking up, David Donahue. It was like a men's button down, but this one was a little dirty, so I did leave that one behind. This is what my Hulkin looks like after an hour of shopping, which was really good. This is a really great brand, Kate Unger. I personally feel like their formal gowns will do you justice. Even if they're like lightly flawed, they'll still sell well, but this one just wasn't giving what it needed to give. This was a pair of Democracy jeans, and they were a flare, but I still decided to check the comps, and unfortunately the sell-through rate was really bad. Oh, these are all the items that I'm leaving behind. This is White House Black Market. This was a piece that Patsy gave me. I thought it was super cute, but it had a flaw on it, and with it being a smaller size, I just didn't think it was worth it. This is going to be a new to me linen brand. However, this style was really weird looking, so I did leave it behind. And Taylor, this blazer looks so pretty. However, the sell-through rate for that size was doing terrible. This is Kokomo. This particular size was not doing well, and I just didn't feel confident that it would sell. This was a piece that Patsy gave me. However, it did have some flaws on the back of it. Roan is a decent brand, but I did leave that behind. This is Theory. I was happy to find this. Also got this from Patsy. Unfortunately, this one had a few holes on it, so I decided to leave this one behind. This is the jacket that I literally just showed y'all. Yeah, I just didn't feel confident. This one was a J. Crew sweater I found. Unfortunately, it had a hole, so I left it behind. This is going to be a new to me brand. However, the comps were terrible, so I left that one behind. This one, for some reason, this brand does good, but it needs to be kind of like a novelty print, and that one didn't have it. This is Wit and Wisdom. This was actually a good size. However, this particular style wasn't doing well. This was Lucky Brand. This particular size wasn't doing well. It was a 1X. This is another piece I got from Patsy. I thought that it was kind of nice and high quality, but that one wasn't doing good. This was also another piece I got from Patsy. This brand retail for a lot, but I think Japan is like the main buyers. This was going to be a style base. It was like a blazer. I just didn't feel confident, I'll be honest. This was going to be a new to me brand, but it was a very cheap boutique brand. The style was kind of cute, but I still left it behind. This is Eileen Fisher. It was 100% silk. I did find quite a few grease stains, so I left it behind. This was going to be a new to me brand, but I did notice that it was selling for like $7, so it wasn't really worth it. This was going to be kind of like a fairy core moment, but once I saw that it was like a romper, I decided to leave it behind. And then lastly, I really wanted to take this, but it has some color transfer to it, so unfortunately I left this one behind. And this is my Hulking at checkout. Okay, y'all, so I am done. I don't have the mic on, I'm sorry. Hopefully it's not that bad. I keep Kleenexes on me, but I think I need to start bringing them in there, because I want to say within literal, like, the first time I sneeze from the dusty clothes, after that I just have the sniffles and I don't like it. But anyways, so I try to go to the bathroom, because before I would just make it the whole thing would just keep, like, you know, y'all know what it is when people nose is leaking and they just keep, you know, pulling it in. But anyway, so I ended up finally going into the bathroom to just blow my nose, and it just smells so disgusting. And it really just mind boggles me how disgusting women could be in public spaces. So I can only imagine what the home is like. But anywho, I ended up spending $71 on 35 pounds, and I will be giving you guys a haul. It wasn't like terrible, but it wasn't like the most exciting, if I'm being completely honest. I feel
So it is currently 66 degrees in my apartment, and it is set to the cool mode. It looks like my partner, my man, he cleaned up, and him and AJ is gone. So I did stop at Starbucks and I got a good old coffee. All right, so we're ready for the haul. So I'm not going to show you guys the stuff that I planned on selling to a buy sell trade store, because that's going to be in a different video. However, when I went through all of the items, I did stay for an additional like 45 minutes. So some of the pieces at the top, they are pieces that I didn't like look over, check comps. I just felt a little bit more confident in them. So yeah, this one, I'm not gonna, who knows, I might list it now, who knows. But this is a women's Tahari, 100% linen, size large dress. That's just kind of like a no-brainer. This is a Ralph Lauren, 100% linen, size large top. I feel like that's all I've been finding is linen pieces. This is a collaboration with Target. It's Kika Vargas. So this brand, without it being a collaboration, performs amazing. The reason why I went on and got this is because it's definitely a very classic color. Even the collaboration was hitting at $40 to $50, but this one was a 1X, and it's kind of like a peasant prairie style. I'll be honest, the way that it feels is kind of like a satin or a sateen vibe, and it feels very cheap. Yeah, it's polyester. I don't like the way this feels, but I did check very quick comps, and that brand on its own sells for like, you know, $200-300. So it being a collab with Target was selling for like $40 to $50. This is a brand called Horny Toad. It was the old name of Horny Toad, but the current name is Toad & Co. But it's just a long sleeve top. This is a New Tags J. Crew garment dyed knit good slub cotton tee, or a button down, if you will. Very nice feeling. Y'all know I can't pass up J. Crew. I'll be honest with y'all, J. Crew in general, when it comes to women's, it's just kind of like a no-brainer to pick up. But when it comes to men's, I actually don't really touch their button downs. When it's time for me to like look into them, I notice that they just don't perform that well. They're super oversaturated. They just aren't doing well, the ones that I pick up. So I just kind of stop gravitating to it unless it has stackable features. All right, this is a Dress Barn women's. This is more of a style-based pickup. It's just like a maxi faux suede skirt, and it has like a cute little ruffle to the hem. This is a brand called Bucket List. I've picked this brand up a few times and it have sold, so I do like to pick it up. It's like a good $25 brand, depending on what you have, really. This is a 𝕃𝕀ℕ𝕂𝕊 women's mini dress. This is a size small, and it's kind of like that rayon material, definitely like resort, vacation, beach. That is a brand that is oversaturated for the most part. This is Athleta. It is a 6 petite, but it's like a sleeveless jumpsuit, wide leg. So I'm sure this one is definitely going to go for a little bit more money. So that's actually great. This one is like a whimsy goth moment, and it's black. It has crochet knit to it. So I'm going to have to look into the brand Comfy Luxe. With it being 100% cotton, that's actually a really good fabric. All right, so when I first walked into the door at the Benz, Patsy greeted me with quite a bit of items. And I'm going to show you guys a few of those. And then she came back a little bit later, and then she greeted me with more items. And I think I just put all of those in my cart or in my Hulken because I'm just like, you know, these are going to be good. So anyways, this one is a We the Free like cardigan sweater. Definitely like a chunky knit style. I went on and grabbed it because you already know. At the very least, it can go for $25. This is a style-based pickup. The brand is called Mesmerize. Probably Lag and Look because it's an asymmetrical hem. It's kind of like a patchwork style. The brand is called Mesmerize. I've picked up that brand before during like, you know, the style-based stuff. So yeah. All right. This is a Express Editor size 6R. Oddly enough, I literally just sold those pink editor pants. I have been finding luck selling these again. For some reason, they have slowed down, but it was because I wasn't checking the sell-through rate in the ones that I was picking up. I was just picking up all editor and columnist pants from Express when you really should look into the size, because if the size is a size that nobody cares for, they're not going to buy it. All right, this is J. Jill. It is an extra large. This is just like a nice little cotton gauze piece. Y'all know, tried and true. Not as exciting as it used to be, but on days like this, it's nice to have. This is a Free People top. It has a lot of pilling on it, so I'm definitely going to have to, you know, do a little sweater shave to her. This one is definitely for like New Year's. This is Altered State, and it's just like a mini sequins dress. You know, a little party going out dress. This one is Chico size 3, which is usually the best size for me to actually sell. I noticed that this one is a consistent size that sells well for me with Chico's, and it's size 3. But this one is a mini dress, and it has like this patchwork, you know, design to it. Very nice looking. This is Uniqlo. This one definitely is like a linen blend. Not 100%. Yeah, it's cotton and linen, which is really good fabrics. But this is an extra small. I want to say this is in women's, but I'm going to have to see because it's giving women's because it's kind of like a short, you know, style, but who knows. This one I went back and forth with, but this is Giancarlo Ferrari. I don't know. This is kind of like a novelty print. It has like elephants, looks like a mommy elephant, a baby elephant, and probably a dad elephant. And it's just like a full zip jacket, and it's in this brown colorway. This one is a style-based pickup. This one is a baby doll top, and it's black. It does have a burnout velvet on it, and it's a tie waist. So that's definitely gonna, you know, do it right. The brand is AB Studio, but again, that's a style-based pickup. This one is just a snakeskin maxi skirt. This is a size small, and the brand is called 7th Avenue, and it has like this very high split to it. That's probably a $20 flip. This is soft surrounding, size extra large. It is a linen blend. Unfortunately, it is a cold shoulder, but the good news is that since I am going to be marketing this to a Lag and Look girly, the cold shoulder is kind of like, you know, their style. All right, so this is Uniqlo again. I do think this is a linen blend. This one is like a midi dress, which is my favorite because it's in excellent condition and it's a size medium. Like I told you before, Uniqlo is just one of those brands where it is a hit or miss. So it's just in your best interest to know that you are picking it up and you have reasons as to why you're picking it up, and it's not just because it's Uniqlo. Both of the pieces that I picked up from Uniqlo are in fact linen pieces. Their Heat Tech line does well. I don't know if that's the exact name for it, but yeah, Therma, whatever it is, that one does pretty well. I mean, you'll only get about 20, 25 bucks for it, but y'all know that's my business plan. Anyways, this is a Lauren Ralph Lauren, kind of like a cowl neck sweatshirt, and it's like waffle knit too, so it's really nice. That is a bread and butter brand for me too, but in larger sizes specifically. This is from a Y2K brand called Sunny Lee, size medium. This is just a baby doll top. Well, not baby doll. This is more of a milkmaid top, and then it has like that cinch waist. That's probably going to do a lot better when we get closer to the springtime. Now this one I am testing out. So the brand is called Cotton Lonnie, and this is made in USA. When I see the made in USA, I'm like, okay, this is definitely like a Lag and Look brand. Like this style is giving very much so Lag and Look. I saw somebody had this posted, and they had the audacity to use keywords like witchy and academia. And I'm just like, you can tell that that's somebody that just started to learn how to do keywords, because that piece absolutely does not look like witchy or academia. Very much so Lag and Look, artsy, asymmetrical. Like, people just need to get a part of the reseller's edge so they can learn these things. But anyways, this is another Y2K top. This one is a baby doll top, and it has like this little keyhole in the front. This is gonna look great on my mannequin, so I'll spare you guys. This one is a nylon midi slip dress, and this one has like the lace to the hem. These are really, really good during the summertime. All right, so this is a piece that Patsy gave me. Now, for some reason, the slip was inside, and I accidentally kind of pulled it out. But this is a brand in it. It just looked like quality. Even when I did a little bit of comp research, I couldn't find much. But it's a Rebo by Erin Borthwick. But this feels like cotton. I won't be able to show you guys how it looks fully, but this is what the outside looks like. And it's just a cute little dainty moment. So the slip would be up under it. So I got to put that together. This is Chico's size 3. These are traveler pants. I literally just had someone comment on a pair of Chico's pants, not in their size. And they asked me, did I have a size extra large? And then I went in my closet and I had noticed that I sold all of my extra larges in Chico Traveler. So I was like, let me go ahead and pick that up. Because like I told y'all before, Chico's size 3 is the only one that performs well. Well, damn it. I didn't even notice this big ass gaping hole in the back. This is a piece that Patsy gave me. This one is definitely another style-based pickup. This one's going to be so cute. I can't figure out where I'm going to go with the verbiage, but I just knew that this was going to be a good one. But this is a mini dress, and it has like, embroidery all throughout. Okay, this one is Kindred Braverly, which is a maternity type of brand, and it has like that layering effect there, so you can breastfeed in public. This is Joe's Jeans. This is the Brixton. I went and looked up the comps for this exact size, and it is performing decently, so I'm just going to price it accordingly. This is J. Crew. This is the Knit Goods size large tall. Again, Henleys are kind of popular right now, so J. Crew is a pretty good brand to, look into. This is Kiki Soul. I actually have sold this brand multiple times, and I just recently found 2 other pieces in this size. This is just like a Lag and Look brand, very artsy boho, kind of like a Goodwill Sojin type of brand. This is Sunny Lee again, size extra large. These are 100% linen, just like pull-on pants. I think I'm gonna, sell those myself, because I had thought about selling them to a buy-sell trade store, but I decided not to. All right, this is Royal Robin, size large. This is just a sweater dress. I actually went and looked at the comps because I was a little nervous. Anyways, so this one is definitely a style-based pickup. This one, unfortunately, is missing the label, but it's definitely not Shein. I picked this up because of its baby doll style in the front, but then it has like a asymmetrical hem to the bottom, so definitely like a fairy vibe. This is like a resort style as well. Now, I did get this from Patsy. This is a Columbia women's like dress. These are super oversaturated, so I think I'm gonna, actually I'll probably check comps. I'm going to sell that to a buy-sell trade store. Wouldn't even be, I mean, I would literally have to price that at like $14.99 in order to get that out the door. All right. Ooh, this one smells like older lady. This brand is called Synergy Organic Clothing, size extra large. If I'm not mistaken, I definitely, well, my hand is covering it. My memory serves me well. I definitely do think I sold this brand before. This is from a brand called Sundress. Now, I didn't have luck with it the last time, but that piece was a lot different, and I can sell this one simply off of style. But this one is like a strapless midi dress, and it has like the ruffles to the hem. Patsy also gave me this one, and I just found another different brand, of course, jumpsuit. This is the one that Patsy gave me. It's called Shades of Grey by 𝕃𝕀ℕ𝕂𝕊. I don't know, size medium, and it's just like a utility style you know, jumpsuit. Now, I did check comps, and the comps were absolutely terrible, but I couldn't find one in a size medium. So that led me to believe, and then their prices were a little high. So I'm just going to price it competitively. This brand is called the Odell's, size extra large, and I'm going to market this to a lagging look type of lady. This one is August Silk, size large. This is just like a cute little crochet patchwork moment. This is going to do great in the spring season. This one just had like a really good feel to it. The brand is called 4 Laps. I think Patsy gave me this too, but this just had a higher quality. Now, I believe that the sell-through rate was at about 50%, but I didn't narrow down the comps. I just felt confident because it's stretchy. The price point looked good. So I'm just like, I can work with it. Oh, this is just a t-shirt for my niece. Cute little shirt. This one is for Buy Sell Trade Store. Okay, these are all for the Buy Sell. Oh, no, not this one. This is J. Crew. Actually, no, this is Banana Republic. This is the Silk and Cashmere Luxury Blend. Okay, so I have finished inventorying all of my items, and now it is time to put them on the mannequin. This is one of my many flaws, is that when it's time for me to like do this part of my, you know, photographing, I start to prioritize things that is going to require the least amount of work. So pieces like these are like lingerie pieces, camis. I don't exactly want to list those because they require me putting them on the mannequin. And honestly, I really don't need to take this off. I was inputting my inventory. I needed to see what size this was. So I went on Nifty and I went and typed in Anthropologie. And then, of course, I went to go look for this item and I could not find it. And I'm just like, oh no, not this. And since I have been working last week on getting items to actually be, you know, oh, look at the stains on that. This is why I like the light. But since I was focusing on making sure that I work ahead by photographing items, I think some things slip through the crack. And I am a person that deletes items once I have uploaded them. So that was very frustrating because now I have anxiety about what other items did I miss? Like what other items did I manage to take photos of, put it in packaging, and, you know, store it. And it's not even listed, because if I forgot this one, which I know that I photographed it, I just didn't list it. So that led me down to another scenario where once I can get my YouTube videos caught up, I'm about to start working on, I thought I saw something on this one. I'm about to start working on, oh, wait, did I? Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. My brain is trying to tell y'all something, and then the other part is also trying to tell y'all something. So I'm gonna just say that about that dress. The reason why I turn my light on is so I can catch the item before I take my time steaming it and photographing it. So it's nice to catch the flaw ahead of time, to just get it out the way so you can kind of know what you're working with. But anyways, like I was saying, I want to kind of catch up everything on my YouTube channel where I'm a couple of weeks out, so then I can start doing a very thorough audit, because right now it's time for me to, you know, get rid of the pieces that did not sell last fall, because now we are moving into winter time and those pieces again didn't sell. So it's time to cleanse. So I like to do this, honestly, about 3 times a year. And I know that it's very taboo to get rid of pieces to some people. But I think if you just want to be a great business owner, you just got to let shit go. I got to wash my work laundry tomorrow for sure, because I've been out of like the cleaning supplies for my work clothes. So I haven't been like, you know, staying on top of it. Because for some reason, every time I'm thinking of like, oh, I'll just wash my like business clothes with my personal clothes, so then I don't have to wait, you know, damn near a month before I actually do the business laundry. But I don't know, I just kind of get the ick vibe. So I end up not doing it. And then I end up having like, you know, a whole month full of inventory in my dirty clothes. Not a whole month, but y'all get what I'm saying. I have a lot of, you know, items in the dirty clothes bin. At least like a good week worth of inventory. So like 80 to 100 items I would have in my dirty clothes pile. Also do like to put things in order by length. So I will go back in and organize the dresses by the longest, and then, you know, the midi length, and then the midi length, and then the, you know, tops and everything, just so when I photograph, I won't have to like keep moving the light fixture. But yeah, y'all, it's been fun. And I'm sure this video is long as hell. So I will see you guys in the next one. And I'm just going to get my work done by myself, you know. But yeah, talk to y'all later.